Hi again. New little project. Putting a spoiler on. Everything was painted, right? And looks good. Ready to go on. Two things I missed. One is I didn't paint up under here on the spoiler because you just think, well, it's going to sit down, not be seen. I will probably just go in and touch those little spacers it sits on. I'll just touch those up in black because it's black there anyway. So I'll just do that. You never notice with the trunk down, but it's the little things that bug me. Then I went to, let me go back up here. So this thing lined up just dandy, right? All the way around, and they're all pretty much the same. Don't have to do anything. I went to put this one on. I actually did put it on there. Fits damn near perfect. This side was way off. And I mean, I put this spoiler, which is not painted yet, in there, and it literally sits back here, big space, 1/8 inch, 3/16, whatever. This is not really adjustable, so when I had this on here, see if I can do this without scratching anything. You can see it right there, right? So I elongated the holes. I thought about it for a day, then I elongated the holes where I can scoot that up a little bit. It's still off a little, but it's like the thing has flattened out. So, and even this side does the same thing. It's kind of got a little rock there, and I'm sure that, it was probably that good at the factory, but this one would be better than factory. And dozens of these cars I've built, they've never been as bad as this one. That's why I never even thought to look at it. So what I'm doing is I elongated those about 1/8 of an inch. And, like I said, I'll show you just from here up to the edge, right? 2 1/4. If I did that over here, 2 1/2. So, and then I asked the question on Facebook. Had a lot of guys are like, "Yep, same thing." Some of them will even some guys were talking about putting the Bondo on here and filling it, and I'm like, nope, not gonna change any of that. So I just elongated the hole to move it forward. And in case you were wondering, measure from here to the back of the quarter panel. Same on both sides. It's just definitely the holes. This side, if you look right here, see the hole is way back from the edge there. That's passenger side. Let me go to the driver's side. It's almost, if you follow that line up, it hits the edge of the hole. Again, back over here. Not even close. And it's off a bunch. So I'm I've got those drilled already. I think that's enough. But I'm going to go experiment right now. People talk about so it's like this here needs to be pinched down. And that, if you get the right angle on it, it's straight, but it sits on there and that's kicked out at the back. So it looks like it's further back and doesn't line up. I'm going to go play. I think I'm going, they talk about using, you know, some heat gun, whatever. I think I'm just going to go drop it in a big vat of boiling water, so I get the same temperature through all of that urethane, because that's not fiberglass. And then I will basically, I can squeeze it with my hand to where I want it, and then I'm just going to dump it in cold water. Hopefully that'll work. Get up to 200 degrees. I got another one that I'm going to play with first in case I totally screw it up. But I'm going to attempt to do that. And then on there, another odd thing, the little black dot, that's the center of the hole. So I've got to re-epoxy. What I do is I'll take a bolt, because I can't find one with that thin of a head. So I'll just take a bolt, I'll find something that's 1/4-20, grind it down to where there's nothing there. And that's inset a little bit. That one is actually off a hair, but the one on this side, again, and for some reason, obviously, I've got freaking half a dozen of them. I tried them, and this one is off that far in the center of the hole. So I'm gonna have to re-drill that out a little bit. Got to be real careful, because if you see, it's only that thick. That's ground down a little, but I just use a carbide bit. I've done that before when I've had a little issue. Usually these fall off, break off. But I think I'm going to try to bend it first, because if I could bend it enough and it doesn't bow out there, it's like if you have to spread it to get it on the car, I may not put them in there. I may just leave it. But as you can see, every one of them is jacked up that way. And I thought about elongating some of these and moving this, but that really keeps it lined up nice. And with the humps around it, you really can't do anything there. If you got any better ideas, please let me know, because it's just one of those things, again, that sucks, because it's done. It looks, I mean, you're so careful doing everything. It's polished beautifully. It looks great. The one thing you don't do, it's a problem. And those were, I think those two were the original ones on the car, even though I've got a bunch. And I tried them all. I got a half dozen of them. I tried them all. Nothing worked. So anyway, I'm going to go in right now, boil some water, and see what happens. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, well, water worked, but you really can't bend this stuff. It's, the way it's made, I mean, I basically boiled it to boiling. You could just bend all this like floppy paper, but this here, because I was going to kind of line it up with the spoiler in the center. So what it appears, you can bend the ends a little. And especially the issue I had on the one side where it wasn't straight there, it was like this, floppy or whatever. That's the way this one was. And basically just dropped it like you was boiling a lobster, and give it a few minutes, pull it out, hold it where you want it, walked over, put my hand in the sink, and it sat there and worked perfect. So I've actually got a little bit of a curl into them, so they'll hug a little tighter. I could have left it, but these originally had bolts in here. So like I said, I just took a bolt, shave it down to where it's so thin it doesn't sit above anything, and then I'll use that to pull that up tight. It was actually good enough. I probably could have left it, but you know me, I can't freaking leave anything alone. So that's that. And I'm not sure why, but there's a little adjustment right there. This side there's not. And so I guess it kind of lets you bend that a little bit. Because it's like when I push down, you know, if I wanted to close that up a little, I close that down and that will move up there and you can tighten it down. So I guess there's a little bit, like I say, I'm probably being a little too picky. And that's as far as I got now. I'm going to let this stuff dry. It takes 24 hours. And what I use, said it before. Yeah, don't know how much of that you missed. It's this metal set, A4 by Smooth On. And you can put it on, it'll flow out. And then it's hard as, you know, freaking rocks. It's like metal, got metal in it, aircraft, military spec, all that shit. I use it for everything. It's better than JB Weld. But anyway, that's it. I'll talk to you later. Okay, so I got these mounted and figured I'd just do a close up video and get this one posted. But you can see this side lines up real nice. I had to re-drill, elongate this hole a little bit, but they fit nice. And it's straight across here. This is a little short, but that looks fine. It looks better along the back. And it's like this, you can see it goes all the way down to where the bumper's gonna be. And the other side, I mean, it fits from there to there, fits from there to there, and it's up a little. But that's as close as I can get it. Now after I put them on after I paint, obviously, it'll get a little better, but just from the look, you can tell they're lined up. They're pretty close here. That could go, I mean, when they're the same color, you won't even notice. You can just tell they're pretty damn good. There and there, they line up. But if you'll look, there's a little 1/8 of an inch maybe there. Not gonna be concerned with that. The only way to fix that is move these forward or move this back. If I move this back, I'd have to move, if I move this back, I'd have to move this back. So that's as good as it's gonna get. When it's the same color, you'll never even notice. So that's it. I just want to throw that in there and let you see that. Otherwise, I won't touch it for a couple days because over Thanksgiving, a few things broke. So I gotta fix a kitchen faucet that was leaking and just replace the whole thing. But that's it. That's all I got. Take a day or two off. I got to run down to the VA and do some health stuff, and then I'll be back on the car. Talk to you next time.